Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing some Living Legend. We got Aurora on the docket tonight. It is our final night of Living Legend before we actually move, before we get to Philly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we got LL tonight. We got CC tomorrow. No stream on Wednesday. We're going to have a video on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have updates coming to you live from the Convention Center Hall. Plus, I think I've got a fun idea for a video that I'm going to be doing and kind of like trying to like record and get together the whole weekend. Should be pretty cool. I just kind of had this like last minute idea of something that I thought would be fun, based off of things that I see people do when they go and play golf with their friends, which is kind of like a golf and Flesh and Blood are not things that mix very well. I feel like, kind of a pun intended with the Rhinar thing coming out at Worlds. But anyway, I do think it's going to be really cool. I am pretty excited to try and get that put together. I'm going to try and get that edited when I get back, and we're going to try and get that video out. It's probably going to be like a short, nothing crazy, just like, like a minute or something. But thought it would be kind of fun to try and do something a little bit different at Worlds this time around. So should be a good time. I'm pretty excited. Sam, Donald, Dave, Mekado, what is going on, guys? Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Also, Liam with the 11 months of tier 1 support over on Twitch. Liam, thank you so much for the 11 months, dog. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, let's jump in. Let's talk about the deck. I guess before we talk about the deck, there is one thing that I want to talk about. Oh, excuse me. Ben, what's up, dude? There is one thing that I want to talk about before we jump in. Yesterday, I started a metafy. Metafy is never really like a platform that I have been on personally. I really focused on like YouTube and Twitch. And I see a lot of people like writing guides and sharing like these in-depth thoughts and analysis about heroes and decks and things that they're trying and testing. And so I thought it would be cool to kind of, throw my hat into that ring. So yesterday I started a metafy. To start metafy, I have a CC Syndra primer for Worlds, and I have an LL Aurora primer for Worlds as well. They're both roughly around like 10 pages-ish long, where I'm just sharing my thoughts, talking about key cards, key matchups, things like that, and just kind of going with some in-depth, more like a deeper analysis of where I'm at and what I'm thinking. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So if you're interested and if you want to check those out or anything like that, ! Metafy in the chat. Even if you don't like buy anything or pay for anything, I still appreciate you checking out the page and like giving it a follow and stuff like that. It would mean a lot. Martin Trent, what's up, dude? Lightning Lady Go Burr? I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we can run some people over tonight. But yeah, let's jump in and let's take a look at the deck and see what we can do. Inside the Mind of Agroblaze. I love it. I like that. I might steal that, Randy. I like that a lot. I might steal that, dog. That's really good. So anyway, as we take a look at the deck, I'm going to be real with y'all. Nothing has changed. I have finalized my 80 for both heroes. Like, we're not changing anything. We're not cutting anything. I did buy some foils so that I can have more foils for my deck in Philly. God, excuse me. I worked all, like, today was like one of those days where like I taught 2 classes today. I've been going all day, so like I'm very tired, but I'm still excited to play games tonight. But yeah, we did not change the list. We have the exact same list we've been playing and we've been testing and we've been working on. So this is our list. This is what we're playing. I'm excited to see get some games in and see how it feels tonight. And then we're gonna have CC tonight. We're gonna have LL tonight, CC tomorrow, and then we're gonna have our final recap video on Wednesday before Worlds, and then Thursday I have a video coming to you guys to talk about my dark horse picks for Worlds and what I think has a chance to sneak up and win Worlds as a dark horse pick. Do you have cold foil vaporize and shocks? I bought them actually, Sam. I'm going to be picking them up at Worlds. Yo, Tom, what's up, dude? I'm excited to see you at Worlds too, buddy. Hey, what's up, Josh? How are you, man? Guide is very good and list is good. A little suggestion, maybe add a couple more matchup guides, like a unexpected, like the Huntsman or Kasai, but it's a solid guide. Louis, I appreciate the feedback. I will definitely make a note to try and add some more stuff in like that. But thank you. I will look at some guides and maybe try to get those put in. Jay, what's going on? Rip, I was gonna let you use mine if you didn't. Lol, Sam, I appreciate it, but no, I bought him from Himmel. I bought him from Himmel the other day so that I could have them to pick up at Worlds. All right, this is a matchup that we need some reps into, so this is good against Starvo. We want to go second. We want Base of the Mountain. We want Face Purgatory, Tunic, and we want to be on Grasp of the Arknight. And then we are going to bring in Sigil of Suffering. I'm pretty sure is the only thing we board in. We're not on Chains, Vaporize, or Warmongers. Yep. So this is our 60. And we're going to run it just like so. Yo, what was that? What was that? That was kind of cool. Interesting. All right, let's write this down. We are playing against Starvo. We are going second. It looked like they fused out of the corner of my eye. I'm already crying a little bit here thinking about it. So what did they fuse with? Winter's Bite, Trip the Light, Fantastic, and Cadaverous Tilling. Okay, so this is 8, Dominate, go again. Wow. What a hand to start off with here. We are getting crayoned early, Steve. Rolling into Worlds with white bordered cards all over the place. LL deck looking disgusting. I mean, dude, that's what it's there for, right? Let them know. Let them know. The little intro thing was cool. Talishar with the little intro there. That was kind of cool. I like that quite a bit. I kind of like that. The new versus screen. They did steal it from Simon, though, didn't they? Simon's been doing that for a while, if I remember correctly. So we're just going to block 3, and then I will give up the Sigil of Suffering. I'm hoping that they play the Winter's Bite. Yikes. I think I'm going to play this. I don't think we want that in our hand. I do not think we want that in our hand. Yeah, this is fine. Yo. Is Talishar being laggy or am I being laggy? Oh, it looks like the stream is still here, so that's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. What happened? My keyboard stopped working? Yo, did Talishar just go down? Did Talishar just crash? It is Talishar, because everything else is working just fine. Is Tally down? Try loading up a different page. Okay. Yo, this is crazy. Okay, well, we're gonna hope to not have that happen anymore. We'll just join one of these comp LL games. They're all already full. Okay, well, we're gonna try and get a different game in then. That was bizarre. That was bizarre. All right, so we got Marlin this time around. All right, let's look at our sideboard guide here for Marlin. Marlin, we are going second. All right, so going second, we are Balance of Justice, Carapace, Zap Clappers, and Snaps. I'm pretty sure we're on Zap Clappers. It's weird that they left and then came back. Yeah, we are on Zap Clappers, and we are on Warmonger's Diplomacy, Sigil of Suffering, and we're cutting... Oh, we're cutting Heaven's Claws because we're bringing in the blues. That's right. I forget. I forget. I kid. Yo, yo. Talishar, they've been up to some stuff, huh? Talishar has been up to all kinds of stuff, it appears. Stuff that I was not ready for. Talishar making everything look cool and official. Yo, this little intro is so cool. I like this intro. It's kind of cool. The Talishar has just been down, just having issues, huh? Just having issues. Not the Talishar. LOL. Oh, I am definitely a purple UI enjoyer for sure. I actually really like the purple the purple UI. I like it quite a bit. Like the color, like just like background is really nice. Purple's one of my favorite colors. Purple, one of my favorite colors, confirmed. You guys heard it here first. Not that I think that was a big secret or anything.
Show me what you got.
Oh, dog. Joke's on you. We don't have any non-attack actions. Joke's on you, dog. What is this thing going to be for 13? And a little hooky hook. 14? Is this thing plus 4? Oh, I should probably read all the cards, huh? Should probably read all the cards. A lot of decks are running Trench into me. A lot of decks are running Trench into me, Ghost. Purple is the best color? Tell them, Steve. They broke it with all the updates. Honestly, that would kind of make sense. Red isn't my favorite color. I mean, listen, I like red a lot, you know, clearly. But purple just speaks to me. I'm blue. Nice. I haven't seen the blue, but I imagine the blue looks good as well. There is not going to be a reason for us to crack Balance of Justice here. There's absolutely zero reason. Would love to draw like a Discharge. Would be really good here. Ball, Pitch Flittering Charge to Starfall. Throw Snatch, Arsenal the Lightning Surge. I'm very surprised they're on Flexors and 0 sources of AB into us. Did we snap this? Probably not this early, right? I mean, that's just another 0 for 4. We can make an embodiment. We don't need an embodiment. We'll just keep it in. Actually, we want to try and draw into power cards. So we're going to pitch this to try and find better things, right? I mean, Trench is AB1 technically. It's what a lot of people are using as AB, which I get. Like, it makes sense. Oh my god, we were 2 cards off of drawing Discharge? That would have been insane. Catch of the day? Please let that be another King Kraken Harpoon. Please? If I ask nicely? I've seen a lot of people playing like AB shoes into me. No Room Boots has been like a common thing, or they've been playing the Quiver that prevents 1 arcane has been pretty common. There's been a lot of people who are like playing Honing Hood into me, depending on how much tech they're looking for. Baby Blue's definitely on the list, that's for sure. Yo, this double catch of the day is gonna go crazy. If they hit attack actions, we are like, you know, cooked. Double catch of the day gone wild. Oh god. Oh god, stop it. Please don't be Shark. Yeah, baby! Let's go! We don't care about this. Yes!
Got him!
I mean, this is a ton of damage. So we're going to take 12, go to 17, and then play out our hand. Not bad. Not bad for leftovers. Oh, we'll see what we draw into here. Oh, yeah. You got all those King Kraken Harpoons. God smiled down upon you this day. Dude, so true, Trent. So true. Oh, yeah. Bask in the greatness of us pitching Skyward Serenade last turn. Yes. Marlon who? I can't wait to like have it cut back and like us lose this game. Oh, we'll just go ahead and cash in the balance. Oh, nice. That's awesome. So we have to use snaps on Skizik if we want to get value out of the ball lightning. Is there a world where we are supposed to go Skizik, ball lightning? Hang on. We have to think about if this is worth it or not. Oh, drawing this is insane. Drawing this is actually insane. So it's one more point of damage if we play it out this way. I think snaps is worth more than one more point of damage to save for a later turn, to like save for next turn in case we like brick or something. Yeah, drawing the warmongers off the top is criminal. Criminal.
Lizard. Lizard.
Interesting. Do we want to save the ball lightning for next turn? Like, knowing this is their play? Or do we just want to go 2, 4, 7 and then arsenal this? Actually, do we want to arsenal the discharge so that we have a starter for next turn? What if I think we should arsenal the ball lightning just because it gets covered up pretty effectively. I think arsenaling the ball lightning is fine. Yeah, I completely agree, Trent. I think that snaps is worth more than 1 point of damage. So I think this is a correct assessment of how we should play out our turn. Flexors is going to be off the board this turn, and Warmongers is going to slow them down significantly. They take 5. We're going to break the combat chain. It's going to be Warmonger's Diplomacy to see how they want to play this. All right, so they have a Harpoon in Arsenal. And then we're going to Arsenal the Ball Lightning. So lead on Ball Lightning, and then we always have the channel here. We can take 8, go to 9, and then play out our hand. They don't get to take anything because this is their 3rd King Kraken Harpoon in a row. Crazy work. Our opponent's getting juiced by the heart of the cards right now. They do know we have a Channel Lightning Valley in play. They now know the entirety of our hand. I probably should have led on this Ball Lightning that they know about. Probably would have been better technically. But they have 4 cards in hand, and they don't really have any good equipment to like slow this down. They gave up their Flexors last turn, which means we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to draw off this into a second strike. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, this whole turn lines up very well. It's going to be... Whoa, actually... No, we need to do... No, we have to do it this way because we have to keep the Starfall. Or we have to keep the CLV around. Where is Sorry? Did I go too far? I was thinking this will have Go again, plus it's an extra damage if it connects. But... this is 4 Go again, on hit 2 more points of damage, and then we're going to make an embodiment and throw the Skizik. You have to give me something here. This is just lethal if it hits you. So you have to give me the hook at minimum. Give me hook and go to 1. Means if you don't have resources floating, you're dead to an instant and zap clappers. Aggressive. I mean, I'm surprised they're willing to go to 1 here. They must have a really good hand. We did draw the Lightning Press. So if I take 3 here and go to 6... The fact that they're able to go multiple wide here is pretty scary. If I take 3 and go to 6, and they come in for 10, I can block 6 and take 4, go to 2. But if they come in for 13, which is their other magic number, I'm in a really bad spot. In fact, if they can pay for the press, we're just dead, right? So should I block here? I don't know if I should block here. Just believe they don't have it. I mean, listen, that is always an option. That is always an option. Unfortunately, it's not the option I like to play with. I think it is more correct to block 3 here. I think it is more correct to block 3 here. How do you lose if you block? That is true. It is very difficult for us to lose if we block here. So if we were at 6, we would have been fine. But that could have just been like a premeditate. We block 5, reveal the lightning press. Our turn is then play Arc Lightning. They're forced to pitch a card and then block with a card after having no arsenal. Because they're required to pitch this to stay alive to trench. Okay. So they're going to have 2 cards in hand. Because we finally have a non-attack action for them to take. Oh, are you saying I shouldn't have blocked? I'm just thinking like they have to pitch 2 cards here. I mean, if I don't block with E-Strike, I take 3, go to 6, and then I would have blocked with E-Strike and they would have taken both of my attacks. So it did save me 3 life and a gold, which, not for nothing, is kind of important. Because they're now required to block with a card. Like, they have 2 cards in hand and 2 gold. They can still do some powerful stuff, but I don't know that they have the juice to kill us when they're at 1. Like, I think even those 2 cards might have been enough there. If they pitch a blue, they'll have 2 floating, 2 cards in hand, which means they have no way to overpower us. And I realistically just need to be able to keep, like, Flittering Charge Somersault. Because if I can keep Flittering Charge Somersault, actually, I should probably keep... No, the Snatch doesn't matter. They're both 4-power attacks. Okay, they had to pitch a yellow. I mean, it's kind of just a redraw, though, because they're pitching Riches. They always have a way? God, please don't tell me that. And discard all cards other than action cards. So they're just like Omega dead here because we're getting rid of our only non-action cards. I guess 3 of a kind. Yeah, they could have juiced us with 3 of a kind, or like probably like a cash-in. I guess there were multiple options for them to juice us here. We were still playing the odds that they didn't have another one of those cards. All right, you're now forced to pitch a card. Because back-to-back Arc Lightnings is insane. Goldfin Overpower. Yeah, because we drew all 2 blocks, it would have. You are correct. Now, they had no way of knowing that, but it would have. You are correct. I mean, maybe they were supposed to do that, right? Like, maybe they were supposed to say, like, hopefully the 6 overpower kills you here because I'm in a bad enough spot that I need you to have no 3 blocks and die. Is today the final stream? No, there'll be one more stream tomorrow. I'll be streaming tomorrow, and then that'll be the I lagging really bad? What's happening? 3 blocking, I guess. So the combat chain does not close until after the resolution step, so there's no reason to give this go again. Oh, I guess I was on 6. I would have blocked 2. I thought I was on 4 for some reason. But no, you are correct. I was at 6. No, I was at 4 because I took 2. I blocked 4 and took 2. So I think I was on 2. Ew. Go again 7? I think that just kills them, right? We get to use snaps on the Skizzik, and then we can pitch channel to Starfall and then come in for 7. Yo, I am lagging so hard right now. It's crazy. Reactions, give this go again. And then win the game. Yeah, they just said good game. Oh, wow. There were their Art of Wars. A little too late. So that Warmongers draw off the balance. When you pair the fact that they had 3 King Kraken Harpoons when we had 0 attack action, non-attack actions in hand to start the game, and you pair that with the fact that I drew into the Warmongers off balance, pretty good way to start the night, I would say. That's still opening over there. I thought I fixed this. Hang on. Hang on. Let's see if it's going to do it now. Damn it. I had this working the other day. Yeah, I had this working the other day to where it would open on this monitor. I don't know what happened. They would have had to defensive Art of War before blocks, and I don't know if that would have gotten them any more breathing room. Up started the game with 3 Kraken Harpoons, and we had 0 non-attack actions in hand. Balance drew into Warmongers to buy us some breathing. Let's see, breathing room. Up did not have 3 oak late on 2-card hand, because their 2-card hand would have been good enough to be able to close that game out from there. Like, I think Iwa was the one that pointed that out in the chat. It would have been good enough to close the game out from there. One more stream tomorrow where I reveal I'm playing Goliath at Worlds. LOL. Yeah, I think me being at 4. Well, Static Shock has to hit. Static Shock has to hit, Dave. So, like, we had to be a little careful with how we played that. And I liked playing the Skizzik because we get to go Skizzik Snap to give +1, and then we're able to pitch the CLV, and the CLV can attack with the go again because we threw the Skizzik, and then from there we get to go 7 to be able to close the game out. Now 4 into 7 should have been enough to close the game out, but Iwa, you want to get a game in? Yeah, absolutely. Hang on, Iwa, am I allowed to just like free text this anymore? I cannot free text this anymore. I'm not sure how to connect that with people anymore. I don't know. Oh, also I meant to pull up the yeah, no, the private game's fine, but like Iwa, you'll have to Iwa, will you shoot me a DM really quick? I did want to talk about this really quick. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I haven't got to actually see the results. I'm going to pull up the meta results from Fab TCG. Oh, here we go. We have the whole thing here. We have the whole thing. All right, so this is I wanted to take a look at this before we play another game here while we were talking about this. Okay, so this is the last week's win percentages here. This is like just the last week's win. Gravy Bones number 1. Syndra. Ooh. Gravy Bones, Syndra, and Mario all tied at 7 wins, huh? Verdant's at 6. Kasai at 3. Florian at 3. 2 is Victor, Acilio, KO, Dory. 1 is Kano, KO, Bolton, Valda, Prism, Fang. So Kano actually lives. Kano actually lives, huh? It's crazy to me. He sent me a DM on Discord. I'll be waiting in my approved messages. Hang on one second. Yep. I got the DM. Ewa, as soon as we're done looking at this, I will shoot you a DM for us to play one. Okay, so Kano lives in LL. Gravy moves back to the top, which I think makes a lot of sense. LL wins. 2 Starvo, 2 Marlin. I know who one of those was. I think, in case you guys haven't watched Breakpoints yet, Taylor won a ProQuest. Dash.io, Prism, OG Prism, Lexi, and Viserai. Okay. So let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. 8 more LL ProQuests this weekend. He lives to ruin another ProQuest season. That's funny. Fun fact, Cinder would be at 840 LL points without the half LL points. How close is that? How close is that to Aurora's rate? Do we know? Yo, what's up, Damien? I know, I'm spoiling the episode. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so Classic Constructed wins for the whole season. Syndra led the pack at 102. Verdant's at 95 and Gravy Bones at 63. KO being 4th is pretty interesting to me. I honestly would have thought that Kasai would have won more ProQuests than KO. Florian, Acilio, Kasai, Dio, Kano at 25. Not enough. Not enough. Prism, Mario, Victor, Dory, Jarl, RKO, Fang, and then other heroes. Huntsman, Reinar, Marlin, Katsu. Katsu won 3 ProQuests, wild. Vincent, Valda, Puffed. Ira, Slippy, Bolton. Bolton won a ProQuest. What the heck? Riptide, Pleiades, Max, Lavia, Phi. Yo, Phi actually won a ProQuest. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Aurora went in 6 months. Cinder would be around for the 1 year mark. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Meta isn't bad. I think it's just overstayed its welcome for a lot of people. I think the top three decks have overstayed their welcome for a lot of people right now. I agree with that, Jay. The fact that Phi and Betsy are on there is crazy. So yeah, that's wild. And what does LL look like? Viserai 110. Starvo 1-9, Chain 1-6, Dio 3, Briar and Marlin both 1-2, Aurora winning 1, you love to see it. Dromai, Ira, Kano, Lexi, Pleiades, Wild, Old School Prism, and Zen. Interesting. I mean, I gotta be honest. I know that like this is like a pretty unpopular opinion right now in the meta, but I like where the meta's at personally. Like I personally really like where the meta's at right now. All right, Iwa, I sent you that game whenever you are ready. Sent you the tally link whenever you are ready, Iwa. But yeah, I don't know. Like I like the meta, honestly. I think this also being the RTN meta is also killing it for me. A lot of people are frustrated that this has been like, we've had multiple seasons with this meta. Like, a lot of people are frustrated by that. We are not on Lightning Greaves in this matchup. This is a Snaps matchup. Against Viscerai, we play Lightning Greaves, but in this matchup, we're just on Snaps. We actually want to go second against Chain. We are on Purg, Zap Clappers, and Snaps. And then we are on Warmongers and Vaporize and Shock, and then we're cutting Heaven's Claws. Yep. And we're just going to try and rock'em sock'em robots. I really like this new like intro thing they're doing. Chain going second. Ooh, our opponent is on Scepter of Pain. I'm hopeful for Monarch 3 to give me something spicy. I'm hoping it's cool, but it's still going to be after RTN season meta, right? Like, it's still going to be after RTN season. Yeah, we got like some Vincent shenanigans going on over here. There is AB1 in the form of this offhand weapon. Interesting. It's a very interesting hand. If they let in Twine Lightning hit, we're cooking. Book good confirmed. Okay. And then this is going to be second strike for 4 go again. Love and hate this card. Love and hate this card so much. And then, you know what? If you want to give me your last 2 cards and face Purgatory, I'm okay with that. We're going to draw a card. Oh, the lag is real. The lag is real. Do you want reps into any specific LL deck? I'd like to play against the Dio deck. Dio or Zen are 2 decks I need to play against. I mean, honestly, like Dio, Zen, or Starvo are all decks I need to play against. Or Viscerai. Like, honestly, any of it. I don't hate arsenaling this, TBH. If they do decide to give Purgatory here, I was like, yeah, if you give me Purgatory, I'm honestly just going to activate Aurora in response. You guys Zen and Starvo? Let's do it. I'm down for both. Shackle hits Diamond Amulet? Can they play this? I don't think they can play this from Graveyard, right? Can this be played from their Banished Zone? This hand's like insane. This hand's very, very good. Is this like some kind of like fatigue deck or like what's going on here? This man is cooking. I agree, Dave. Iwa is cooking. Double Ball Lightning on an Arc Lightning turn is so good. In the damage step, we're going to Somersault this Ball Lightning. And then we are going to resolve them like... Oh, nope. That's not how I wanted to do that. Sorry. We want to do this the other way around. So we resolve Arc Lightning first because it sees 2 Ball Lightnings on the chain. Then Somersault resolves. We get our Ball Lightning back. And then we get the Ball Lightning again. And then we get to end on Warmonger's Diplomacy. I mean, unless you pitch a card. If you go down to 2 cards here, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm just going to play Warmongers here. Like, I think this is fine. I'm curious to know what they pick. Yeah, I'm just going to pick War. Well, there's the one of Succumb to Temptation gone. So we're going to reveal Burn Up and Shock since we cannot play it. The plan is going to be to try and connect with Entwine Lightning. And then we're going to put Channel into play. And then we're going to pitch this. So we put Channel into play. I'm not going to play both. I want to Arsenal one specifically. That feels bad. But it's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world, but it doesn't feel great. Do we want to make an embodiment, or do we just want to like leave this in hand as a 0 for 4? I think I'm content with just making an embodiment. The game's probably not going to go that kind of distance anyway. Cooked by my own warmonger's diplomacy. Sadly, does happen sometimes. Phantom Wraith, machinations. Rutro Raggy. Not looking good. Do we have 0 Skizzics out of our deck? Okay. Mordred Tide's going to be much scary. We're going to skip all the rune chants and just take 2. We know that Succumb is out of their deck, so we're not worried about that. I did not draw an instant. Well, we do technically have an instant, but not the way we want it to be. Maybe we're supposed to Arsenal the Serenade and keep this in hand to reveal it? I mean, I like our hand. Our hand's pretty good. We could Warmongers here. Or I'm sorry, we could Purgatory here if we wanted to. I don't really think it's worth. Yeah. That is 2 cards worth of IP. I'm a little surprised. Now, we've not seen any Serenade or Skizzic, so I think we just want to leave the Skizzic in our deck, right? Like, I think I'm comfortable just pitching the Skizzic here. Unless we're just going to very obviously hit with the Warmongers. Ooh. The classic blue 4-block. I'm curious to know, like, wow, interesting. Do I want to just push this? I think we do. I think it's worth pushing this here. Another overcrowded. Wow. All right, so we're going to snap to give this go again. And then we're going to hit a Warmongers here. Would love to draw a Vaporizing Shock at this point. What are we picking? I mean, you have 4 Shackles, so, like, I'm also going to pick War. And we're just going to pass. Malefic, Mauvrian Skies, Envelop. Wow. The Cold Foil Overcrowded does look really good. Agreed. Agreed, Jay. It looks really good. Man, I can tell I taught 2 classes today and did not drink enough water. I'm very thirsty. Many thirsties. Much Bork. Much Bork. I cannot play this, right? So do we want to pitch this? We can also pitch Current Funnel to Starfall, right? Curious to see how they block this. I mean, they can basically block with 1 or 2 cards for free every turn. I wonder if they're on D-reacts at all? No, so they just take 4? Well, that's kind of an insane draw. Yeah, I mean, Warmongers is definitely getting our Warmongers is 110% getting our Skywards, which is like okay. It's a little awkward, but it's okay. It would be a phenomenal play for them to give up Purgatory here. Knowing that we showed them this for 2 extra damage would be such a smart play. And they're going to. Well played. And I can't even like get away with pitching this here. We're just going to activate Aurora and pass. Maybe I'm not supposed to reveal that. Maybe I'm just supposed to let the arcane damage go. I don't know. I think I'm pitching Warmongers to Aurora there for an embodiment and playing Disgizic to go more wide, but that's at first glance. It's possible that would have been correct, Chris. That like just going as wide as possible would have been the best play. Their banishes have not been kind to them this game at all. I could be hooked to a 5-gallon tank and still not get enough water when teaching. It's so real. Like when I start talking and I'm in front of the class, I'm just constantly like needing something to drink. Made it twice as bad that I decided to drink Dr. Pepper during my class instead of like an actual like water. Like a freaking forehead. Yeah, I don't know if they would have purgatoried us if I didn't show them that. Like, obviously, like, it's all, like, hearsay, but... We are going to take all the rune chants. It's pretty weird to, like, think about how I want to play this out. Like, do I want to block with clappers here or block the next thing they do? But it's probably just going to be Scepter after this, right? Like, I really don't know, like, how we're supposed to play around the Scepter plan. The Scepter chain is interesting. I'm curious to know how they ever beat Starvo with this. Like, it's not like an insult. I like genuinely don't understand. We get to at least go 4-4-3, if nothing else. Like, that is the floor of our turn. And then we Arsenal CLV. I'm not sure what you mean by on this turn, Chris. I'm worried you might be a little bit behind from where I'm at right now. Wow, they just let us have it, huh? Okay, well, we're going to push it. I want to force them to block. Like, I want them to know that there's 8 more points coming at them. And if they don't have, like, clean blocks here, this could be a lot of damage. Wow. Crazy. They just didn't even blink and took 8. What is in their hand? Blocking with the arms last turn? They had 2 cards in hand for AB, unfortunately. And then they block? I'm so confused. But you are correct. The value off of channel would have been really good last turn, but with them having 2 cards in hand, it felt like I was testing the waters a little too much. Man, they cannot hit good banishes to save their life. There's also some consideration to, like, do we try to fatigue them from here? They have 5 shackles in play. Like, we're at 26. I know we don't have Arcane Barrier, but our deck does block reasonably well. Also, like, is this hand just, like, worth getting aggressive with? Like, are we supposed to just say no blocks and then use Warmongers as a blue here? All right, well, Warp, that's going to make it tough. That's the third Mordred Tide, right? They've played all three. Yeah, it's crazy that they played all three Mordred Tides. And I'm not really complaining because they haven't hit anything impactful. I will Purgatory here, like on the first chance we get, basically. I was honestly kind of expecting them to go 4 wide here instead of just 3 wide, but it is very possible that they only are capable of going 3 wide. We have AB for the considerations of not dying here, Dot, but we don't really have like AB. We don't have efficient Arcane Barrier, I should say. That is a more accurate representation of what's happening here. We will take this. Lightning Surge and Static Shock are the same card, except Static Shock has more text from hand. Technically, that's a lightning card to pitch to keep CLV around if we need to. But I think this is better. I don't know. Should LSS consider banning Starvo and LL, or would that ruin the purpose of the format? I mean, I think they should consider banning Starvo. Or, like, actually... Like, you either have to get rid of Starvo, or you have to do singular hero ban lists, I think is really the only option. Wow, this hand goes crazy. Activate Chain, and then you're going to throw Widespread Ruin at me. So we're going to take both of the Rune Chants here. I'm going to block with my chess piece for 2. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to block with cards from hand here and just actually try to fatigue them. So make 2 Rune Chants, Scepter me down to 15, and make 2 more Rune Chants to be at 4. And then we get to have like one of the craziest hands in the world, and they're at 6 from Blood Debt. Right? Shadow has a Blood Debt. Yeah. I just keep hearing over and over and over again the soundtrack from K-pop Demon Hunters in my head. LL seasons with say 8 to 12 heroes would be cool. What do you mean, Dave? Can you like can you go a little bit deeper there? You can ban Starvo to not hurt LL by simply stating that he no longer fits within the design parameters. I do agree. Wow. So throw this with Go again, and then Ball Lightning into Starfall. You have to click it one more time. What are you trying to undo? I'm trying to figure out what they want to undo specifically. So they pick 8 to 12 heroes that are legal for a 4-month period so they can almost engineer a meta. That would be interesting. That would be interesting, Dave. Like a 6-month meta, so like basically like every half year we swap up LL. I mean, we have the Ball Lightning, so it didn't really matter here, but yeah, no, I don't hate the idea. I mean, he didn't know. He tried to like our opponent tried to undo before I drew the snatch. I will give them that. I will give them that. Like it did not seem malicious to me. If the snatch had been on the chain for about 30 seconds, I'd have been like, so pitch to Starfall. If they don't block it, they go to 1. I don't think Snatch is ever going to be super impactful, so I think we should play to the out of Static Shock killing them. So they're going to A-B and go to 3. And then if you let this hit, you're not dead. Well, no, if you let this hit, you're dead. You have to block this out. If you don't block this out, the ball lightning kills you. Oh, yeah, I think pitching to the Starfall is 110% correct with the Arc Lightning. And there's their 1 copy of Cole gone. Okay, so our opponent's at 3. I guess technically they can play out the Shadow, but if they don't hit something else to play... Oh my god! I am so sorry, opponent. I am so sorry. That is that's a real feels bad for our opponent. We're gonna skip all the rune chants. It's good we weren't lower. We would have been dead. We're gonna reveal the discharge here. We're gonna go to 8. They're going to attack us for 2. And then we're going to go to 6. They're then going to play the Funeral Moon, and then they're going to die to the other 2 Blood deck cards here. That's fine. And then they die to Blood debt. I have to say, I think like the biggest takeaway that I have from that game is that our opponent had some of the like worst shackle luck I've ever seen in my life. Like their early shackles were doing almost nothing. They were just like forced into blocking. And then why? I don't like that. I have no idea. I don't like that either. How do I turn off the outline? I don't like that. I'm trying to figure out how I got this on my other monitor and kept it on my other monitor the other day. I know that I figured this out and like it just like now it won't stay over there. But I got it to work the other day. I don't know. That's weird. If nothing else, I'll just keep dragging it. So let's see. We did get a win. Op had some really bad shackles early. Only hit 2 or 3 rune gate cards in the first 5 to 6 turns. Op died to Blood debt late with 6 shackles, hitting almost all rune gate Blood debt. All right, so we're able to pick up our second win of the night, and we're going to keep on rolling, hopefully. It was a close game. Aurora or Chain is favored in the head-to-head matchup. I think now that they've went back to restricting Dirge, I personally think that Aurora is favored, but that's been my testing experience. Somebody else might have different testing experience. Looking for Cinder, Gravy Bones, or Verdance in competitive LL, huh? Interesting. I gotta grab my LL deck really quick. And then we'll see if we can get some games. Oh, wait, Damien mentioned wanting to play a game. Damien, you still around? If Damien's still around, we'll play a game or 2 into Damien. I agree. The math on the shackles was wild, Donald. 110% crazy. Was a crazy game. Guys, if you have not seen it yet, the newest episode of Breakpoints dropped today. ! Breakpoints in the chat. You can find a link to that. We talked about Philly and everything that is coming up. Make sure you check that out. Oh, yo, you sold your collection? Waves, I'm sorry to hear that you sold your collection. I hate to hear that. All right, let me get Damien a link here, and we'll play some games against Damien. Damien also sent me a very nice message. Told me that he hopes I do well at Worlds. Isn't Damien just being a good friend? Listen at this guy being a good friend. We can play a new game. I'm down to play that. I'm down to play against new. We definitely want to go second in this matchup. Damien, best of luck and have fun, my friend. All right, so against Zen, this is admittedly a matchup I need a pretty decent amount of practice into. I've not tested it a lot. Balance, Carapace, Zap Clappers, and Snaps. And then we are on Chains of Imminence. I like Chains of Imminence because it gives us the ability to name Inner Chi and slow them down. I also think we should be on Sigil of Suffering because most of the time they don't play AB into us. That's not currently how my sideboard's set up, but we're going to try it and see how it feels. Zen, and we are going second. Getting those Worlds reps in. Is Damien going to Worlds? I don't think Damien's going to be at Worlds. At least if he is, I haven't heard him say he's going to be at Worlds. I have not heard him say he's going to be at Worlds. Did that just pop up and say we're playing against Chain? That's kind of funny. This hand is interesting. At least we can block with it a little bit. I think we're going to start by blocking with a Skizzik. Being able to transcend early is good. I know no one is hot for LL at Worlds. Would you rather have they run High Seas Draft Back or try Sage? Nicholas, if I'm being honest at this point, I've played so much LL practicing for Worlds that I'm not really bothered by LL at this point. I've kind of just like, it is what it is. We're playing the format and we're trying to improve. Like, we're playing the format, we're trying to improve. That's what we're doing right now. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say High Seas Draft just because of how familiar I am with the format. So I think we're going to take one here. We're going to take one from this. The Chase the Tail, we're going to jam Skizzik in front of. And then the next Tiger that gets +3, we're going to jam Shockwave in front of. And then if they attack us with something on the end of the turn, like, it's going to feel bad, but... Double Ball, Flittering, and Snatch, huh? I almost think we should go Yellow Ball, Snatch, and end on Flittering, and Arsenal to Red Ball Lightning. Because Super Slam Limited is not great. Like, in all transparency. I don't think Super Slams Limited is a great format, and so I would much rather draft High Seas again. Draft is incredibly boring to watch. That I completely understand how you feel about that. Man, we're being greedy giving up snaps this early in the matchup, but I think it's ultimately just correct. You on D-Reacts, dog? No. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to just jump in on double Ball Lightning turn here. That's fine. And then this is 4 on hit, 2 extra damage. Like, if Damien's just willing to take 6 here, that's fine. We're going to Arsenal Red Ball Lightning. This is not the best hand in the world. So this is for 3. And then what is Wind Chakra? Okay, so 35. And then take 6, go to 29. And then our hand is fine. Enjoyed watching High Seas drafts, but was about the only one. I mean, watching High Seas draft was about watching any draft experience, in my opinion. It was fine. We're going to go 4 go again into 7, press it. Because I just think that's the best play we have here. We just have a 4-card 14. Just fine. Fighting over Treasure Island did make High Seas Limited more fun than other limited formats, in my opinion. For sure. I do agree with you there. Yeah, Damien's hand was a 2-card 9. It was pretty good. This hand is insane. And we get to end on Chain of Eminence if we're not just dead here. We're going to go all in on Arc Lightning, Double Ball Lightning next turn, and we're going to pray like hell that Damien blocks, or blocks with equipment. I mean, I think that Sage at Worlds would be fun. Admittedly, it is Monday before Worlds. If they changed formats now, like it would just straight up be like
I'm in danger.
an LSS would just be sitting there like
Got him!
like real talk. Like it would be fine. But I would not be happy. I would not be happy if LSS decided to make that change now. If they were going to make that change a few weeks ago, then whatever. I say this in like full blunt transparency. If there was anything that would truly make me just like wag my finger at LSS and be like, you actually shit the bed this time, it would be them changing Worlds formats at this point before Worlds. Like, I just don't know how that's even remotely feasible. And, like, see, they have 1, 2. So I would be giving 3 extra damage up. I am losing 2 damage if I block with all of this. Losing 2 damage, but gaining 3. I hate not revealing Zap Clappers, but I think we have to. I do agree, Nicholas. There is like actually no shot. But yeah, if they did, like all faith I have at LSS would just be gone. Wow. I mean, we have to name Peace, right? Put Chains into play and just name Inner Chi and pass. Zen State looking really good there. We are still going to name Inner Chi because I think that's the best thing we can do. Okay. We're still okay. There can't be another Warmongers, and there's like basically no world that we die this turn. I mean, I guess there could be a 5-card 20. It is Zen. Like, oh yeah, it would be awful. That, like, if they change, and again, like, I know they won't, guys, but if they did, if LSS changed Worlds formats now within this time frame, they might kill their game. The Zen state will stay up through the next turn, yes, but I don't really think we have another option. I think we just have to like dive in. I think we just have to dive in. I don't know how this interaction works. It's almost time. I am very excited to to have a cheesesteak while we're there. Oh my god, that is such a good draw. That is such a good draw. Yo, Steven, I am so pumped for Philly. Drawing chains off the top might actually get us out of this spot. I have no idea. Do I need to refresh? Is it me? No, Damien's thinking. That's fine. Apologies if it's a silly question. Oh, Waves. I believe that like asking questions about the game is like there's nothing wrong with that, dog. LL is a format that feels very like one-sided. No matter which side you're on, it always feels one-sided. And so I think a lot of people have been very frustrated by that. A lot of people have been very, very frustrated just by the fact that like it feels so lopsided and unfair a lot of the times. Heart of the Cards has been real tonight. So they take 5, and then we are going to have to break the combat chain, sadly, and we're going to put Chains of Imminence into play. We're going to name Inner Chi. Yeah. You're forced to go get a tiger in your hand. Now that they've pitched that, do we name Art of War? I think Art of War is the card that kills us here, right? This is such an interesting decision. Because we don't know if there's a Chi in hand, right? Yeah, Annabelle's in, Carly. Rose picked her up from the airport. They were talking about it in the team Discord earlier. Yo, let's go. I'll be toasting cheesesteaks with y'all in Philly. You love to see it. Surging Strike? I'm debating if we should name Inner Chi again. I'm gonna take the higher upside play here and see what happens. We'll target them for the Arc Lightning. They won't take any damage, and then we'll pass. If they transcend into another Chi, it's going to feel bad. We're not going to block this. Okay, so I should have named Inner Chi. Should we have named Crouching Tiger there? That would have been a much better name, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Crouching Tiger would have been good. We're going to go to 11, and they're going to draw a card. There's basically... We go to 7. This puts us to 4. That has to be an Art of War, right? Like, this has to be an Art of War. So, Embodiment, Skizzik, Ball Lightning, Pitch the Lightning Surge to Starfall, Static Shock. Should be enough to take quite a bit of cards out of Damien's hand. Like, we're going to take at least 2 or 3 here. I'm thinking we're going to take 3, if not more. Wow. Okay, so this has to take a card. And now, because it's Static Shock, you have to block with 2 cards. Or a D-React, which means we just win the game here unless we brick next turn. Okay. So double Chains of Imminence bailed us out. Double Chains of Imminence was actually insane. And the Art of War was in the arsenal. Yeah, we got pretty I think that was like a little bit luck, a little bit of a good name there. We do get a win. Chains, draw, off, CLV won us the game. Forced Damien to pitch Chi on my turn, and then named Art of War to strand it in Arsenal and save us probably like what 7 to 10 points there, if I had to guess. We're gonna say like 6 to 8 points just to be safe on bigger turn late in the game. Okay, and we're playing against Zen, and we are going second. All right, good win right there. Let's keep it rolling. We don't have a hand that blocks super effectively, so we are gonna have to like wait. I want to keep the burn up and shock if I can. Not super worried about it though. Who do I plan on playing once Silver Age drops? TBH, I have a lot of heroes I want to play in Silver Age. Well, this is just like the easiest like 3-card 10 and then Arsenal Ball Lightning ever. I have a few heroes I want to play. Truthfully, I want to play the nonsense Oldham nonsense. The blocking bajillion Oldham every turn. I want to play Aurora. I think Lexi looks like a lot of fun. There are quite a few heroes in that format that I'm looking forward to playing. Do I care about this? I don't think we care about this. Now, we can have a 4-card 14. We can go Flittering Charge Press into E-Strike for 7, which is pretty solid. It's 2 points above value. Or I have the ability to go Ball, Flittering Charge, Press it, 2nd Strike. I think I want to save the Ball Lightning for something a little bit more impressive. It's kind of where I'm at right now. I just want to have something that like really puts something together. I was hoping you'd be a Terra, Chad. Is Terra better than Oldham? I haven't really seen Terra be played yet. I saw that Lupine Fiasco, aka John, streamed it a little bit, but I haven't got to go back and watch it yet. I've just been so busy doing Worlds testing. Yes.
Prank him, John.
It's our turn. With what I would call a pretty good hand. So we're going to start here. Both sides of Burn Up and Shock automatically draws a card because of no AB. We are going to leave this Ball Lightning in Arsenal unless we need to try and press the Burn Up and Shock value. So I think we're going to lead on the Entwine Lightning because it is a 4-block. It's harder to block. And we're going to fuse with the Somersault. I will pitch the Ball Lightning if I need to. Terra's better Oldham. No, Oldham better? Is that because it's actually better, Luca, or because you want it to be better? Neither is wrong. I'm just like curious to know what you think. Actually, do I want to get this back? Yeah, because it's just guaranteed 4 as opposed to Ball Lightning being an on-hit 4. And then we get to have a Ball Lightning in Arsenal. We get to have a Ball Lightning in Arsenal and a CLV in play. Well, this is awkward. This is very, Very awkward. We're going to pick War, and we're going to go Ball Lightning, Pitch Serenade to Starfall, E-Strike for 7, Arsenal Chains. Actually, we might go E-Strike draw card. Depends on if Damien lets us draw early on in the turn or not. Damien's also not transcended yet, which is important. Seven. Yeah, let's just go 7. If we draw a lightning card, we can always pitch it to Aurora here. We don't need to snap. That is like the perfect draw because now we get to keep our channel around. And we're going to Arsenal Chains. This hand is so good. Yeah, Damien just concedes. That hand was insane because it was 2. Press it. Oh yeah, Damien didn't transcend all game, which just like makes it a free win for us. Yo, 5-7. I think you mean 6-7. Yes. Every stream, y'all set it up for me. Fatigue Oldham was always my nightmare since day one. See how I love playing Fatigue Oldham. I'm so toxic, though. So it's 2 Lightning Press, drawing to an Arc Lightning. Take little value on the Arc Lightning. Take little value on the Arc Lightning by playing it, throwing Second Strike, playing Chains of Imminence, and then Arsenal Sigil. And my hand is Arc Lightning, Ball, Entwine, Snatch. Wow. Yeah, we were rolling hot that game. Damien not transcending. Why does it keep doing that? By the way, if anybody knows how to get OBS to stop opening like the extra sections on my other monitor, I would absolutely like. Do I need to like drag it further over here? Is that the answer? No, that is not the answer. If anybody knows how to do that, I would like love for you to like DM me. Like I cannot figure that out to save my life tonight for some reason. I got it to work the other day, and now I'm just like technology illiterate again. It just keeps opening over there. We did get a win. Op did not transcend in 6 turns. Warmongers seemed pretty good against us both games. Was forced to Arsenal Chains. Probably would have Arsenal Chains regardless on that turn because we didn't really have anything going on. Was forced to Arsenal Chains. Double Serenade. 1 got pitched. And 1 went to bottom on E-Strike. Okay. Talishar crashed apparently. Yeah, I see that it's happening over. It's happening. Like it looks like it's crashing over here. Yo, Waves, are you sighing at the fact that we said 6-7? I'm such a zoomer sometimes. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Aurora looking kind of juiced tonight. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it actually feels pretty good. I missed Dromai and Icelander, but I don't know if they'll be viable in Sage. You have some common dragons you can play, right? Like, there are some, like, common dragons you can play in Sage, right? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna look in the Discord and see if it's up here. I'm gonna look and see if it's still... General. Somebody just said you broke it. Our server's down. We not back. Like, somebody sent that message like 15 seconds ago. So apparently we are not back. Well, while we're waiting on this to come back up so that we can play some more games, I'm going to take a minute to plug some things. Guys, I just started a metafy yesterday. I wrote a roughly 10-page article on Syndra, my deck for Worlds, and I wrote roughly a 10-page article on Aurora, my LL deck for Worlds. I'm normally not somebody to push content like that, but I don't know, like I just started one yesterday, so I like to make sure that you guys are aware of it. If you are interested in checking out the page, you don't have to buy anything. Just like, a follow would be greatly appreciated. Exclamation point metafy in the chat will get you a link to that. Also, if you have not yet, make sure you check out the Codex journal, exclamation point codex in the chat. It's a great way to track and keep up with all of your games, keep stats on like whether you went first or second, whether you won or lost, what you played against. I use it at every major tournament like ProQuest, RTNs. I use it at everything I go to. And then the last thing that I'm going to plug tonight is breakpoints. Make sure you checked out the latest episode. If you haven't, make sure you watch it after the stream. Exclamation point breakpoints gets you the most recent episode for what we're looking for. Most of the dragons are rare. Okay, I did not know that. Did not know most of the dragons were rare. Rake is also banned, right? Track if you went 6-7. That's right. God, I hope I didn't go. I hope I do better than 6-7. Because that means something happened. I didn't even finish the last 2 rounds. I would never buy anytime because you play decks I don't enjoy. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Joe Maya is playable in Sage, unlike Commoner. Okay. Oh, looks like we might be coming back up. Have you seen the Prism guide done by Matt Weevil, a UK Prism player? Oh, actually, I did see this. So if you are a Prism player or you are looking to get information about Prism, there is a 223-page guide on Prism that somebody took the time to write. 223 pages is crazy work. It's crazy work. And the best part is you have free access to it on the Codex Journals page. Like you can find it and it's completely free. It's crazy. Yo, Dirtle, what's up? Yeah, 100% great collab. I agree so much. Every time I keep looking over, it looks like there's like games are back up, but then the games are not back up. So yeah, we're just big chilling until this like comes back up. We are just big chilling until this comes back up. I thought we had people joining the Discord. Turns out Carly was just welcoming everybody to the Discord, which don't get me wrong. I'm glad that we have people that like to click the welcome button when people join in. Guys, if you just tuned in right now, we are currently waiting for Talishar to come back up. So we are just hanging out. 223 pages is wild. So after I heard about this today, I literally stopped and like had to take a moment. So I pulled up Discord in between my classes that I was teaching today, and I saw the message from Thomas that there was a 223-page Prism guide, and instead of doing a metafy, he just wanted to share it with everybody, which honestly, like, tip my hat to the guy. It's amazing, like phenomenal. I spent a pretty good chunk of time this past weekend writing both the articles that I wrote to put on metafy for Syndra and Aurora, and I was like 223 pages. I mean, I spent a good chunk of my weekend doing that. Like to have like what I had in there and like all of the information that I poured into that. Now, granted, like it's 10 pages long. Like it's nothing like crazy, but it is something I spent a lot of time on. 223 pages is like almost completely irrational to me. Like you're no longer in love with the hero. You are like obsessed. Like you need therapy. I'm not actually ragging on this person, by the way. Like it's phenomenal what they did. I'm just like 223 pages is crazy work to me. Yeah, no, the people that like the Thomas, I just learned his name apparently, publishing the Prism Guide, 223 pages for free. That, forgive my language, but that's based as fuck. That's crazy. That's awesome. 223 pages is such a Prism player thing to do. Y'all are brutal. They have at least 2 body pillows. Oh my god. Oh. It's so true though. Yes, I'm getting better at the soundboard. Hating on your class? Yeah, I'm always hating on Illusionist, dog. I'm always hating on Illusionist. Prism Tomes got banned and he wrote a new one. I mean, honestly, burn the books. Book burning. And he said, nah, I'll write some more, dog. I haven't read the guide. I mean, so, Kevin, I'm going to be real with you. You are probably the person that I consider to be the most knowledgeable Prism player in the world. Whether that's like, completely accurate or not, I have no idea. But that is like, you are who I think of. You are who I think of when I think of that. So I would be surprised if there was something in those 223 pages you could learn. But it's worth a shot, right? Like, you should read it on the plane to Philly is what I would say. Oh, nice. You pulled the Prism Marble from the gym pack. Those things are selling for quite a bit of money, right? I think those things are like 150, 200 bucks, I remember. Shadow Illusionist for the next set? I am completely convinced we're going to do Shadow Illusionist for the next set. I have nothing to base that on other than like, I can feel it in my jellies. I can feel it in my jellies. It's 200 plus pages of Kevin quotes. Oh. I know there's already things I disagree with. I mean, to be fair, like that's just going to happen across classes, right? That's like if you're a specialist, you're going to disagree with somebody about something. Light Runeblade would be interesting. Shadow Necromancer, I could see that. Light Cleric and Shadow Necromancer are my guesses. On ProQuest last Saturday with 35 people, I got into top 8, 5-1, only losing to a Gravy, and lost to the same Gravy in my first top 8 match. Yo, Bruno, congrats on making top 8. Light Brute would be very odd. Disagreeing with each other is such a Prism player thing. I'm learning that Steve just dislikes Prism players. It's just like, oh, such a Prism player thing. Yo, Damien said that Tally's back up. Like, is Tally back? Okay, Tally appears to be back. Let me set a game up here, and then I'll swap my screen over. Damien, I'll shoot you a game here really quick. And Damien, by the way, thanks for playing games into me, dog. I appreciate you helping me get reps. Damien being a G out here, hooking us up. All right, Damien, I sent you a new game whenever you're ready, dog. All right, let's cut back over to our game here so we can see what's going on. That and saying every matchup is favored. Now that is like definitely an illusionist player thing. We want to go second in this matchup. It never feels good, but we want to go second. Good luck and have fun, Damien. Face Purgatory, Tunic, Grasp, Base of the Mountain, Sigil of Suffering. I know this sideboard very, very well just because like I've been playing this matchup a lot, trying to get reps into it. It's one of the matchups I'm the most concerned about. One, because I think it's going to be very, very popular. At least in some capacity. And two, because I am worried about it. No, stop. You guys remember when that was popular, saying stap instead of stop? Damien needs to win more. He just fused on turn 0, dog. He's about to. All right, so we got a Winter's Grasp, Heaven Claw, and Autumn's Touch. Autumn's Touch and so there's a Heaven's Claws and a Winter's Grasp in hand. I will keep the Burn Up and Shock in hand. Okay, sure. Captain Planet, turn 0. Inconceivable. I do not think that word means what you think it means. You know that together we're glowing. You know that together we're golden. I keep getting the lyrics wrong. Womp womp. What if the screen we're really seeing is Carly's and Zach is just watching Bluey? Wait, what is actually? We're screen. Oh, dude, yo, that is like such deep lore right there. So I really like the idea that you all think it's Carly playing and I'm just like watching Bluey and talking to you all the whole time. Why Bluey? That's what I want to know. Like, Cody, can I get some like Blue's Clues maybe? Like, can we get something with a little bit of class? Like Bluey? I mean, I'm not throwing shade at Bluey, but I am because I've never really watched it. So, and like a caveman, that which I don't know concerns me. Oh, they mean they'll just give 2 cards here. That's a W to me. Like, he's still gonna throw Frosty Hammer at me, I'm sure, but like, we didn't see the winner's grasp there at all, so it's just gonna come at us aggressively here. Which means what does this hand do? We take 4, get a Frostbite, and then it's E-Strike. Bottom the Shockwave, pitch the Serenade, draw card. I think that's what it has to be, right? We did a good job of like getting through some good equipment there on that turn cycle. Am I supposed to pitch the Shockwave, keep this in hand, and bottom the Snatch or something? No, I think we're supposed to try and like draw into... Oh, wait, that's not right. I wanted to pitch this, bottom this, draw a card. It doesn't matter which one pops first. Dude, I mean, Steve was where it's at, right? Like, Steve was awesome. I think we all feel that way. Steve was awesome. I'm going to Arsenal the Entwine Lightning.
Show me what you got.
I'm just hitting buttons when I don't know what else to do. This is fine. I'm just going to Arsenal the Entwine Lightning. Why did you tell me to refresh the page? Like 3 seconds it went by. Yes, I'm actually the one playing, and Zach is just a bunch of raccoons in disguise under that Hawaiian shirt tournament. Why am I... Why do I have to be raccoons? Oh, that's so funny. That's amazing. We're just going to try and play the Sigil of Suffering here and see if they're willing to give up their last card to stop the damage. If they are, they are. Dude, Bluey is heavy? Yo, what? Okay, you're watching Blue's Clues but having a hard time. We're just going to go up front with the discharge, and then we'll fuse with a second strike. And if nothing else, we'll just throw one. Is Sizzle in this deck because the man got roasted? Oh. I think Starvo LL'd in 3 or 4 months. I think it was 3 or 4 months is when it LL'd. We're just going to use Tunic to throw Starfall. And if they block with Stalagmite, we'll just pitch both of our cards to Aurora in response. Actually, should we pitch one and throw second strike? I hate that less. Having double second strike in our hand is very awkward. Would you rather it be gerbils? I mean, listen, I don't know what I would rather it be, but like, why did you pick raccoons? Like, am I at least like Rocket or something cool? See, this hand's really bad. Because, like, we block 6, pitch discharge to somersault, and then I just attack for 4. I think that's better than doing nothing, right? I guess that is better than doing nothing. Feels so bad. Yeah, that feels so bad. Bluey is a real G. I mean, listen, I'm going to take y'all's word for it. You didn't block? Am I about to get pummeled? Starvos don't play pummel. Starvos don't play pummel. I mean, we don't have the ability to use Face Purgatory here, sadly. I would give up Face Purgatory in about 2 seconds if I could. Are we just supposed to say no blocks and put the second strike back on top? My pummel sense is tingling, but like, I feel like I'm psyching myself out. I feel like I'm psyching myself out. We'll put this back on top. This is fine, right? I was totally psyching myself out. And then I get pummeled after saying they don't play it. That was a good swing turn for Damien because it gave Damien the ability to... It gave Damien the ability to, like, take a life lead there. We're almost through the equipment. We're almost through the equipment. We just need, like, one good turn to get through the equipment. We're going to press this. No D-react, please. And then it's just going to be second strike for 4 on hit, take an extra damage. Yeah, so we take a 5-point life lead. We're about to eat some crayons, though. I can feel it. He kept 3 cards for a reason. So it's 11 into Icy Hammer with a Winter's Grasp, Arsenal Cadaverous Tilling. We can technically face Purgatory here and Base of the Mountain if we wanted to. I'm pretty sure it works that way. Question is, do we want to give up an Arc Lightning here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hate to give up both sides of the equipment. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Keep the Ball Lightning and Arsenal it here. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. It feels bad, but we'll just do this. Being able to play Overcrowded would actually be, like, hilarious. I think throwing 8 at me was incorrect, right? Like, I think Damien's supposed to give me throw Hammer and then Arsenal this for a better turn. Like, because the floor of your turn is just throwing this next turn as well, right? Oh. Okay, just kidding. Damien just has the Starvo fuse here. It doesn't matter. Second strike, Fruits of the Forest and Frozen to Death. So there's a blue second strike in hand. I think we have to take 9 here. I mean, yeah, the plume is like, you want to plume a felling though, right? You want to plume a felling? I mean, I guess a tilling's good enough here. The problem is that this hand doesn't push enough damage. Like, this hand's not bad, but the next time that, like, we get crayoned, we're in a bad spot. There was just never a world I was supposed to purgatory on that, right? Yo, is this, like, just... Oh, it's for the tectonic crust? Sure. Using Tunic does not matter here because we're going to spend 2 to attack, and then we're going to use Tunic to be able to Starfall. So it's fine. Like, we blocked with the other blue for a reason. I think we want to push as much as we can to try and get value out of the ball lightning here. Like, if Damien's just willing to take 10 to keep his hand, I mean, that terrifies me, but at least we're getting Damien down to 8. So if we do live through some nonsense, we have options. 3 Starvo fuses in a row is pretty unfortunate. Yeah. Unfortunate. That game was going pretty well for us there. I'm trying to figure out, like, what was the real turning point there on that game. Like, I don't know what the turning point was on that game. Okay, stop putting it over there. Damn you, OBS. Like, fuck, for fuck's sake. I hate when it does that shit. Loss. What was the turning point in that game? Was it the Okinold? Okinold fuse got blocked by base, but the turn after was another Starvo fuse for damage to take the lead. Game kind of spiraled after that. Yeah, I don't know. That's like that game seemed like it was going okay for a while. Like, I think the fact that, like, Damien hit like 3 fuses in a row was tough. Discard Trip. I mean, I'm going to do the whole thing here, right? Yeah. And if they attack with anything, we'll block 5 here. This is fine. I'm content with this line of play. Hopefully we draw into something that's not completely terrible. We want to keep this for a resource, right? We want to keep the yellow ball lightning to be able to pitch to Starfall and keep channel around. Yeah, but sure, the Starvo did Starvo things late in the game. I felt like until then we actually had a decent chance. Like, I felt like we were actually in a pretty good spot until then. We're going to throw Starfall after this, and then we're going to activate Grasp. So that we have the Rune Chant for next turn to pressure more. Congrats on the PQ win. If you were a real man, you would take Victor to Worlds in full horse cosplay. So I guess I should have said if you were a real horse, you would play Victor. J-Bob, that's hilarious. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish I could play Victor at Worlds. I would love to play Victor at Worlds. in full transparency. Like playing Victor Aurora at Worlds would honestly be like a dream scenario for me. Like I feel like that's about as good as it gets for me. Hang on, we have to think about this one because it's probably Hammer after this, right? Ball Lightning applies immediate pressure. We have to keep the blue. We have to keep the blue. Tunic's not up. If Tunic's up, we pitch the blue and don't even think about it. Is it pitch to Static Shock? Would I be stepping on your toes if I wear a Hawaiian shirt to Worlds? No, you would not, Haynes. What a funny question. I think it's the E-Strike, right? Because we can use the embodiment to go 4-4. I guess we're stranding this in our hand. Like the Stalagmite block is very impactful there, right? We're going to see how it plays out. Because Damien has to give up at least one card from hand here. And then has to give up an equipment piece or another card from hand just to block the first chain link. God bless. See you there. Haynes, I'm excited about it, man. I remember you saying a couple months ago, if you had to play Syndra at Worlds, it would be tragic. I was afraid like 2 months ago that I was going... When we started the Road to World series, one of my biggest concerns was that Syndra was going to be my best pick for Worlds. Syndra is my best pick for Worlds. It is still one of my concerns. Like, it's unfortunately just the world we're in. Like, Syndra being my best pick for Worlds is just the world we're living in right now. And I hate to say that, but it's just so true. Like, Syndra's just my best pick for Worlds right now. I mean, my biggest issue with Syndra is her lack of agency. You either draw the things or you don't playing Syndra. And I feel very bad about that. But I have put the deck in a position where I feel like we are doing as much as we can to like make the deck as consistent as possible. Syndra's lack of agency scares me. No time for a last minute pivot to Marlin then. So in one of my YouTube shorts, I asked Taylor, I said, what is the metric for pivoting to Marlin this late right now? And he said, you have to have about 75 games on the deck to be able to play it comfortably and probably about 125 or so to be able to play it like at a like high proficient level. So I have avoided it because I'm not meeting those metrics. 110% honesty. Syndra mirrors are scary. Agreed. Damien has to have something better than this. There's no way he kept it for this. Like, Cadaverous Telling is not worth taking all that damage and giving me extra cards. You could have just, like, blocked some and thrown Cadaverous Telling anyway.
Show me what you got.
Okay. I mean, our hand's not bad, and we have Tunic coming up, so I'm going to take this. Like, what's the Surge for? Okay. Is there a way to keep Channel around for a third turn? Activate Grasp and Arsenal Static Shock? Is that worth it? Like, if Damien has 2 ice cards, it's so bad here. It's so bad. We can keep the CLV around. I can lead on Ball Lightning, pitching Skizzik. If Damien blocks with Stalagmite, the turn's over. I would like to Arsenal the Lightning Surge, but I think the value of... What are we getting back here? Cadaverous Telling? Okay. But I think the... Like, I can't ship this now because of the channel. I think the value of channel for an extra turn is just better, right? Oh. My protection has expired. Thanks, Norton, for nothing. I hope you're hungry for nothing. So there's a Winner's Grasp and a Second Strike. So we know that there's a Winner's Grasp and an unknown card. So this is 8 Dominate. I'm sorry, this is 10. So we're going to go to 22. We're going to take 4 to 18. And then we're going to try to get aggressive here. Tunic should let us play around the Frostbite and the Stalagmite pretty well. Because we're not going to try and draw off of both of the channels here. Or do I want to play Arc Lightning, pitching Channel, and then put Channel into play and attack with Ball Lightning? That's better, right? Because we're going to draw 2 cards. So we're going to play Channel, pitching Skizzik. We're going to play the Arc Lightning. If we get blown out by a Blizzard here, we're just kind of like forced to cry. Blue Second Strike, I think, is a concession to Dromai. Or like probably just like Illusionist in general, if I had to guess. I have no idea why else she would be playing a card like that. We're going to use Tunic. We get a Frostbite. Damien takes 1. We draw 2 cards off the top. Do we want to activate Aurora and throw Snatch? No, we can't do that because of this. So we can pitch to Starfall and then throw Static Shock and Arsenal Snatch. Do I want to Arsenal the Flittering Charge or the Snatch here is the question. The Snatch is a higher ceiling. The Flittering Charge is higher consistency. I think we have to do it this way. I think we have to play to our ceiling. Let me alter your IRL base shoes to Based of the Mountain. Oh, dude, that would be awesome. So this is 4 on hit, or I'm sorry, 5 on hit, 2 extra damage here. But Damien has a fuse. I mean, this has been 5 turns and Damien's fused what? This is going to be his 4th fuse in X amount of turns? Oh no, it's just gain some life and throw hammer. Gain some life and throw felling. This is the problem, is like, why can this deck play Felling of the Crown? We have to keep the Second Strike, right? This does not feel good. Damien draws a D-react. We're in a really bad spot. Wait. Packers Eagles is 0-0 at 7 until halftime? That's actually kind of insane. My fantasy game's over already. Neither me nor my opponent have anybody playing, and I've already won, so it's kind of nice to know that like I've already won coming into like tonight's game. Yeah, I don't know. Like our hand, like these last two hands of like this hand in particular has been like abysmal. Also, like, are we just supposed to say like to hell with it? Block 3. Nah, we need to save that so that we can block a hammer, take 5, go to 2, and then we can go 4-4-4. Yeah, whose idea was it to give this deck Starvo? Or I'm sorry, to give Starvo Felling of the Crown is crazy. Like you get all the value of just being able to have these powerful 2-card plays. Ugh, man. The problem here is that it doesn't matter. It's just going to be Bloxies for the rest of the game. Oh no, just kidding. Damien drew his third Felling. That's only the first Skizzik out of our deck, right? We'll try to set up the ball lightning for a big turn, but I don't think it matters. I mean, Starvo feels like he just needs to be removed because like this is kind of just silly at this point. Three, 6, 8, 11. Or I could block 3, 6, 8. I thought this triggered Face Purgatory. That's supposed to trigger Face Purgatory. These are supposed to be triggers that go on the stack. Is how this was explained to me. And I was told that I could banish these cards and then get the effect that I wanted. Well, no, it didn't give me an option to resolve face. Okay, well, I'm glad I learned that now. I'm very, very glad that I learned that now because somebody told me that worked the other day, and so I've spent the time just thinking that it worked the way that I thought it did. I just haven't found a situation where it mattered yet. But that's good to know. I would rather have learned that tonight as opposed to like this weekend. I have no idea what gets us out of this game. Tell you what is not going to do it, blocking with both Arc Lightnings. Yeah, makes sense. And then we're just going to try and force a couple of cards out of hand. This matchup seems awful. I don't know if you can justify bringing a deck in this bad into Starvo into Worlds. Well, strap in, dog. Watch me. Oh. I mean, yeah, like I have a baseline metric for what needs to happen into this matchup. And to be fair, like it's been 10 turns and I've played one copy of Arc Lightning. Like one of my best cards that I can like really try to like pair together and do some cool things with has like not gone my way, which has been pretty unfortunate. This ends the game. We also like I don't know, like I've played many games where like this has gone okay and it's like been not that bad. And like there have been a few games. Like there's been quite a few games. With the 2 games that I've played tonight, I am now 4-8 into this matchup. So that makes it like what, 33%, 4 out of 12. So like, yeah, it's not a great matchup by any means. We have to hope to juice them, but I have a matchup spread that I like into the rest of the format. And if I have to hope to sit down and just try to juice people at Worlds, then it is what it is. I think that's like the world we're living in. So for anybody who's curious, I've talked about this a little bit before, and like we'll talk about this now because Darkodius brought this up, so it's interesting to talk about. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna write notes down and then we'll talk about this. Let's see. Game just felt rough from the beginning. Not much room for me to be ahead. Back-to-back fuse turns. Put up in the driver's seat. And put op in the driver's seat. Face Purgatory does not work with base. I'm very glad I learned that tonight. That is actually very key information to have learned. So to go back to like the whole matchup thing and like what we were talking about. So there is a like very key like base metric for how I think we win the game playing against Starvo. The game on average is between 7 to 10 turns. We need them to Starvo fuse 3 times or less. That has been my base metric. If we go back and look at both of those games that looked pretty rough to like the eye as we were like really only like 1 turn behind, our opponent fused, I think, 5 times both games. And in the first game, it was 3 turns in a row. The first game also had an Oakenold fuse with it, which, don't get me wrong, Damien set on that and waited, so it was almost inevitable that he was going to draw to it. But we need our opponent to fuse 3 times or less in a 7 to 10 turn game, and we need them to land 1 Channel Lake Frigid or less, plus points if it's 0. If they fuse more than 3 times, I do not think, like 4 to 5, like the 4th fuse is where it gets like unfavored for us. The 5th fuse is where I think it becomes out of reach. Both my pivot turns had Channel Lake Frigid to buffer. I don't think I get there without Channel. Channel is one of the biggest disruptive pieces. So I have played games where my opponent has like Starvo fused 1 time and put 2 Channel Lake Frigids into play, and it is so hard to come back from that. So if you are playing Starvo and you're not sure like how to play against and you're not sure like how to play against like Aurora or like I would say any aggro deck that is like greeting and trying to be light on blues, Channel Lake Frigid is really bad. This was also a great example of matchups where like I played both times Damien played out Channel Lake Frigid. I had 0 blues in my hand. Now, there's only 6 in the matchup, so it's not super surprising by any means. This is a bunch of things that need to go your way. 4 to 8 tells a story. No, I agree, Darkodius. It does. 110%. 110%. And if if like I get juiced in LL, I have actively come to the terms with the fact that I like my matchup into Viserai. I like my matchup into Marlin. I like my matchup into Zen and Dio because I have good tech cards for it. And the Starvo matchup, which admittedly will probably be the most popular, is not the best matchup, and I'm hoping to get a little lucky. And that's just kind of where I'm at. Not playing Worlds, but I have like a 75% win rate with Icelander across about 25 games. I keep hearing she's unplayable, though. She also, like, I think she gets dumpstered by Starvo worse than I do, which I think makes her really bad. That's at least been my testing. So against Dromai, we want to go second, which we are doing. We are on Grasp, we're on Balance, we're on Dyadic Carapace, and we're on Snaps. And then in this matchup, we want to just add Vaporize and Shocks, I'm pretty sure, because Vaporize and Shocks just allows us to like snipe like an Ashwing and like shut their turn down. We can also clear Burn them alls with it, so it has some like extra value points we can get into it. We are not playing Starvo, pal. We are playing Dromai, and we are going second. Another interesting dichotomy about like LL is that Aurora wants to go second in a lot of these formats. And a lot of these decks want to go first. I'm just excited to see what Pleiades cooked up for LL after a PQ win. I'm also curious to see what comes of that. So it's going to be Channel. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and pitch the Vaporize and Shock to Aurora. Should be fine. And then if it's like a Snatch here, it feels a little bad, but... Arc Lightning's very hard for them to block, so this is almost guaranteed to draw us a card here. Dromai? We will target you. Ooh, interesting. Search for a Skizzik and buff your next attack. Dealio. Deal. E-O. D-E-E-O. So this is going to be 5. Go again. Do we want to play the Press, or do we want to play the Starfall? The Press is the greedy play. The Starfall is the more consistent play. Worlds LL is either going to be the most repetitive thing or a really interesting watch. I agree, Latara. I like Press, but I'm greedy. All right, Damien likes Press. Well, I would say that Damien's hunch played out pretty well there. We get to draw into a card that we're just going to pitch to Starfall, which would have been our play anyway. I was always planning on arsenaling the Arc Lightning pretty much no matter what here. If they throw a CNC at us, we have like the full fridge. We can just jam in front to try and like have another oppressive offensive turn. What a banger. I agree, Damien. What a banger draw indeed. If I Starfall here, so like if I keep that, if I Starfall, like if I keep the Lightning Press and I pitch it to Starfall, they block with the Flamescale Furnace, but then they're forced to pitch a card to stop the Arcane Barrier. They said hello. I said refresh the page, and then they invited me to chat. Like, is the stream still here? All of my stuff's still updating. Oh, they just said sorry, lot of lag. No worries, pal. No worries at all. The other cool thing about Arc Lightning in this matchup is we can kind of just use it like a machine gun. We can kind of just go crazy. Do you use Art of War in this deck? I am not on Art of War. I am not on Art of War. They've already taken damage, so they might as well. They clearly want to keep their last 3 cards. And then we're just going to pass. We took a 3-point life lead. We keep our channel in play, and we're going to Arsenal Arc Lightning. We do not. I think we pretty much just have to leave this thing in play. As much as I hate it, I think that's really our only option. We just want to leave this thing in play, unfortunately. So is it just old CC Aurora? I mean, there's quite a few changes, like to the LL version. Like, don't get me wrong, there is a ton of similarities in from CC to LL, but I think it is. Are we supposed to machine gun this down? What does this say? We just, for fuck's sake, game, let me read the damn card. Like, can I get it over here on the side of the screen or anything? No. Hang on. Remove an endurance counter from him to prevent 3 of that damage. So if you deal 1 damage to Yenderai, does it like automatically take the counter off and then allow us to hit it? If you shock it with Arc, it loses its counter and has 3 HP. So should we clear this or should we just go all in upstairs? Like, I think we just have to leave this thing on the board. I hate to do it, but I think we're supposed to. Hey, Svetazar, what's going on? Hey, Abby, what's up? How are you? He discarded Shelter. So if we ping this, it gets rid of it for later whenever we need to. E-Strike upstairs, bottom Vaporize and Shock. So we draw a card. Our hand is Heaven's Claw, Lightning Surge, and another card we draw. We can ping it 4 times, but the problem is that I want to deal damage to them, right? I don't know. Let's take the safer play, I guess. I'm not happy about it, but this does have Go again because of the Arc Lightning. Static Shock lines up pretty well. I'm fully off Aurora, sadly, but I'm hoping I'm wrong so I can bittersweetly watch you get there. What are you playing instead, Abby, if you don't mind me asking? It does make the Shelter weird, yes. By, like, us just killing the dragon for sure. I think you're supposed to ping them down, probably. Who are you and where's the real Abby? Listen, I'm just happy that Abby made it by for a LL stream. I was like, Abby's like somebody who played a ton of Aurora, and like I feel like I never feel like I never really see or hear from Abby much anymore. We are going to continue to go upstairs and try to push the tempo here. Ping down the Yenda right here. When Worlds is done, right? So if I give you something, if so, I can give you something for a giveaway at Worlds. I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna play a lot of Sage after this, after Worlds. I'm kind of looking forward to just decompressing and relaxing after Worlds. We're gonna go upstairs with this. This is 4, so if they don't have a D-React, like, it's very hard for them to block this. And now we potentially still have the ability to Arsenal and Arc Lightning here. I'm sorry, a Lightning Surge. We're going to draw a card. The Static Shock's going to go upstairs, which is not going to matter. They're going to prevent it from the Shelter discard. I'm pretty inclined to set up the Lightning Surge in Arsenal here. I mean, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not saying that, like, Aurora has been insane in my testing. Like, Aurora has been fine, and she has a good match. Like, she has a good matchup spread across a lot of the metagame, in my opinion. But LL's kind of this unexplored format where there could just be, like, sleeper decks nobody's talking about. I'll teach you Huntsman after Worlds. How about no? You don't want to play another Heather Games of Cinder, Revert into Gravy, and CC to decompress? Matt's out here asking the real questions. Do we want to draw a card? Like, do we just throw Lightning Surge and then Arsenal this, or do we just draw a card? It's probably just draw a card, right? Like, with snaps in play, we can be pretty greedy with what we decide to keep. We could have pitched both cards to Grasp and kept the channel around. That's also not a horrible play. Marlon's been doing really well in LL, Rodolph. I'm curious to see how it does. Damien just laughing. Listen to this guy. Damien's just out here trolling me, dog. Damien's just out here having a good time trolling me. Just willing to take 4? I just keep hearing the soundtrack in my head over and over again. I really wish I could just sit here while I was live and just play the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. If it wouldn't lose all of my ad revenue, I would. I like our Viserai matchup, but the matchup is inconsistent. And Marlo and Starve. I actually don't think Marlon's that bad. I think Marlon is very dependent on what... Oh, there... Okay. So their turn was going to play Sigil, Arsenal this. We were going to Arsenal Shockwave. And then we were going to go Ball Lightning. Ball Lightning. This is an interesting hand. I think it would have been Ball Lightning, pitch Current Funnel to Starfall, and then discharge, throw 7, no fuse, activate Aurora, Arsenal E-Strike. And then our hand would have been Static Shock, Burn Up and Shock, Snatch, Somersault with the E-Strike in play. So we would have went Burn Up and Shock from hand, and it would have been E-Strike, putting Static Shock on the bottom, draw a card into Ball Lightning. We Somersault to E-Strike probably. And then it is Ball Lightning, Snatch. If they don't block it, we snap, draw Skizzik, draw a card, Arsenal Flittering Charge. We had a pretty decent number of things lined up. Oh, I think Tally just went down. Dang it, again? Really? Rodolph, I'm good, man. I'm doing well. How are you, buddy? You doing okay? We got to remove that one from our testing log. If Talishar went down again, we'll give it a couple more minutes and try to see if it comes back up. What do we got casting worlds? We got Brian, Scott, Sam, Ponkich, and is that Leslie? Looks like Leslie. I think that's their name. I don't have anything about Talishar going down, and it looks like all the games are still in progress. Like, nobody's talking about it going down. In the thing. Talishar's having issues, but I don't think it went down. We're gonna try and jump into a game here and see if we can find one. I think that was a game we were gonna win, but it's hard to say. I just packed up my stuff, but it's still taking all of my whip power to not pack my Aurora stuff instead. Just Viserai is so terrifyingly good in the format. It is very good in the format, I agree. So Balance, Shock Charmers, AB, AB. And then it's just bring in our extra blues, I'm pretty sure, is the Kano matchup, so that we can be on 9 blues. Kano. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, friend. We wanted to be friends. We wanted to be friends. We want to go second. Oh, hey. Is this the Will Table and Legs from the Table Pit? Is this who I think it is? Face Purgatory, Base, Grasp, Tunic, and then we're going to be on Sigils. Let's see how it goes. We're 0-2 into Starvo tonight. I love this little, like, versus thing they do. All right, Will not having to rearrange his triggers to start here is pretty good. It is an awesome casting setup. Agree, Latara. Completely agree. Did top 4 with KO my last Pro Quest. Played with RKO my Sage Armory today. Did 3-1. Happy man. Yo, let's go, Rodolph. That's awesome. Congrats. It is William. Yo, I love William. He's super cool. I don't know, man. William's just like one of those guys like you just want to be friends with. Like, William's just one of those guys you just want to be friends with. At least I just want to be friends with Will. He seems like a cool guy. He is so cool. 4 go again. Throw 7 Arsenal Discharge. Or is it just throw 8 Arsenal a new card? Probably throw 8 Arsenal a new card, right? We usually play other decks with our friends in championships. We don't care if your opponent is being miserable. I mean, that's fair. That's fair, Camrata. That's fair. I mean, you're there to win, right? You know? Like, you were there to win. Draw a card. Draw a card. Blocking with felling was interesting. Curious to know what they kept. Oh no, it's crayon time. I literally just feel like when they say that, I just want to go, it's morphin' time, because that's how I feel. Because that's how I feel. So we take 7. If I take 4, what if I was to block with Entwine Lightning and Grasp? The other option is we block 5 here. If I block 5, I can go E-Strike, draw card, Arsenal. If I take 4 and go to 29, my options are to go E-Strike, pitching E-Strike, bottoming Entwine Lightning, and draw card. And then we can play the press and then Arsenal whatever we draw. So it's block 5, throw 5. So we take nothing. We block 4, throw 5, which is 9. Or we take 4, throw 8. It's technically a less value play, but I think we have to play to our ceiling here. Am I feeling comfortable for Worlds with my hero picks? Yeah. Like, I have 110% become comfortable with where my hero picks are and what I'm playing. Whether I do well or not, that's always another story. You know, I mean, I could do horribly bad. It's impossible to say for sure. But I feel very comfortable with where my picks are at right now, yes. Hands like this are like so bad. Like, and this sucks because we're just going to block 4, take 4, and then throw 4 in Arsenal. See, yeah, 100%. That's the problem. Is like, you draw hands like this against Starvo and you lose. You have to draw gas when you play the Starvo matchup. And if you don't, you will lose the game. 1 billion%. KO at CC and Viscera at LL. I mean, Viscera is very powerful in LL. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to Arsenal. Like, taking for, like, God almighty. Crayon time? What is this, 2 crayons in 4 turns? Is that where we're at? I think that's where we're at right now. We have to take this one. We have to take this one. Go to 17. Or I'm sorry, go to 15 because it's 10. So we get a Frostbite. 3, pitching the Serenade. Yeah, we're allowed. We have the ability to play around Stalagmite this way. I need to figure out how to get Second Strike out of the deck in this matchup. This doesn't matter. Because now that this is resolved, I'm just going to play Channel. I mean, that's unfortunate, but... Throw 4, and then set up for next turn, I guess. See, we needed that hand to be big. I actually think blocking with a Stalagmite was incorrect there, right? Well, no, I guess they forced the Snatch out of my hand with the Stalagmite and the Blizzard. If you don't draw well, this matchup is tough. I mean, you have to think we drew a hand that's like, we drew like double Second Strike in this matchup is terrible. I wonder if we're supposed to cut... I wonder if I'm supposed to go up on Warmongers to have blues and cut Second Strikes. We play around cards like Blizzard and other things that like ice effects. So we have better plays around Channel. And we're not on this like card. Like, that's my problem in this matchup is there's so many hands where we draw Second Strike and I'm like, damn, Second Strike. But also like this hand sucks. Felling. If you're discarding up front, it's got to be felling. I'm assuming there was lag there. I don't really know what. Oh, there's no way to decompose because that's a Blizzard? We're going to take 3 and go to 8. I'm just going to try and get some of my equipment out of the way. And we're just going to go all in this turn. We're going to lead on the Entwined Lightning because if they play a Blizzard, I want to be able to fuse. I agree. We need to have already hit for it to be good. 110% agree with you. So we're going to play Lightning Press, paying for this, coming over the top by 3 if there's no D-React here. Like, I'm assuming, like Sink Below and stuff like that are the D-Reacts they'll be playing into us. They take 4. Embodiment or 2? Probably just 2, right? Arsenal the Arc Lightning. Okay. Like, this is a hand of all time. It is great on combo turns, but like I am lighter on combo turns to play more consistent hands for sure. Like I've seen people playing the like crazy all-in combo version of things, and like it like when it works, it's fine, but you're just such a glass cannon that I don't know. I hate like if I was going to play all-in combo, I would literally just be playing Dio. Dio is the best combo deck in the format. That's not Kano. I mean, I'm always looking for an opportunity to be able to like Arsenal an Arc Lightning or a Ball Lightning and then draw into a hand like this so that we can push a lot of damage. But like now, we're done for. So we are actually just better off to just block everything here. Like Will's gonna pay instead of taking a damage, but I think we just have to hope there's nothing major next turn and can't keep the channel around. I mean, this is like the hand. Well, what did he fuse with? Autumn's Touch, Channel Mount Eisen, Trip to Light, Fantastic. So it's an unknown card in hand. So this is block base 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take 5. We're going to go to 3. I mean, it doesn't really matter. And then we're just like forced into doing this. I should probably go to 1 and keep the grasp for a more efficient block next turn. That would have been more correct. Hmm. I mean, yeah, that hand was insane. That hand was insane. And yeah, it like there was a real chance. And then we just can't block this out. We block 3 and die. Just for the memes. Just for the memes. Let me say good game, please, game. Good game, Will. I mean, maybe we need blues. Like, Channel is the most destructive thing that's hitting the table against us. Channel continues to kill all tempo once it gets into play. Fused, Crippling Crush. Put us under 5. Or, yeah, put us under 5. And then forced us to block Hammer with forced us to block Hammer with Face Purgatory, which is not good. Okay. I have a new idea we're going to try here this next game. We're going to look for Starvo this time around, and we're going to try and play the extra blues, and we're going to try and cut the second strikes. So against Starvo, we're going to inventory second strikes, and we're going to bring in Warmonger's Diplomacy. There's no world we're supposed to play Chains, right? Like, there's just no world that's correct. There is just no world Chains of Imminence is correct. At least I can't imagine it is. Looking for a specific hero. Bravo, star of the show. Public, looking for Starvo. Hopefully we get one here. Does Chains? I don't think Chains does enough in this matchup, Drew, is my biggest concern. I'm worried that it just doesn't do enough in this matchup. Like, if you put it in and you name Channel Lake Frigid, they just arsenal it. I don't know. It could be good enough, but something tells me it's like it's not good enough. It's not really an avenue I've explored yet. Chains is really in there just for like Zen and Dio. We're going to try this again and see how it feels. Hopefully this game feels better. This will probably be the last game of the night. So I appreciate you guys being here and chilling tonight while we were getting some reps in. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Maybe I'm supposed to go first in the Starvo. I cannot imagine that's correct, right? Cannot imagine that's correct. I'm still so surprised to see them on Null Rune Hood and Flexors. I guess it... All right. So them pushing damage on turn 0 feels bad. We're just going to block as much as possible. I will keep the Entwine Lightning in my hand. I think Entwine Lightning is... Maybe we're supposed to keep the Serenade in our hand. We're going to get to keep it all. It doesn't matter. If you win this, I'm switching to Aurora. No pressure. Wow. Wow. Talk about putting the pressure on, huh? We're going to go 4-go again, and we're going to leave the yellow in hand in case we need it for anything. I'm going to plan on arsenaling the Ball Lightning and trying to set up here. We've got to get Abby playing Aurora now. All right. Let's lock in and see if we can convert somebody. Embodiment of Lightning and Skizzik. Let's throw the Skizzik. We're going to really hope they don't give us Stalagmite here. It's a pretty unintuitive Stalagmite block here with 2 cards in hand, but... All right. They can now decompose a baby Felling. We're going to pitch this. Just Winter's Will, huh? Block 5, throw Snatch. I think we can just keep our life total up a little bit here. Frostbite and Winter's Bite is a little tough to play around. Also, another key metric in this matchup is them, like, how many copies of Winter's Bite they play. It's a very good reason to play Tunic. I'm hoping my opponent just, like, blocks with 2 cards here. Can't blame them. I think that is a very good block here. Discharge is not the best thing to draw. I don't really know why they'd gain life on my turn. So I think playing Toma Fiendel with the spec is a little. Toma Fiendel, the spec, and current funnel all work together. It was actually in the list that made top 8 of the LL Battle Hardened somewhere. I can't remember where, but it's not bad. I wonder if I was supposed to take 4 and keep that and arsenal it. Man, having this in arsenal is so impactful. But I think we're just supposed to try and throw it for extra damage here. No, we're going to play to the ceiling with Arc Lightning. We're going to play to the ceiling. Tome is super win more. Most of the time, it also makes your hand weird. I believe it. Oh, I mean, there's a combo version of Aurora for sure. I just don't think it's better than what we're playing. I love drawing cards. It's my guilty pleasure. You would say that with Kano in your name, wouldn't you? Oh, that's funny. We'll just press this and take this up a little bit here. Just try to come over the top, push some damage. They probably have a fuse. They fused on turn 0, but that's been it so far.
Lizard. Lizard.
Me trying to win this matchup right now. I mean, LL and Acilio are terms you can say. Okay. Oh, they're on Awakening. Interesting. Only take 2? Channel coming into play on this turn makes me want to cry. Pressing the lizard button is definitely manifesting me. I mean, I love the lizard button. I think we just have to go all in, though. I don't think we have a choice. Like, we have a blue. We have 2 ball lightnings. It is not as much damage as I would like for it to be, but it's really the only choice we have. Double ball lightning on an arc lightning turn we can't pass up. Just got rolled by an Aurora. Only felt bad because RNG told me I couldn't win. Every hand I disrupt, they had the literal perfect answer. What were you playing, Matt? Just out of curiosity. Oh. Just value blocking makes sense. Okay. Well, channel and Blizzard after pitching a Blizzard is pretty unlucky. I mean, yeah, we have to pitch the Entwine Lightning and just set up our next Ball Lightning. I mean, I think that Icelander's unfavored into Aurora. At least it's been my take on it so far. I mean, I've been rolled a couple of times, but doesn't happen very often, I feel like. So if we take 8, we can use Tunic to play around Stalagmite. We can't play around another Blizzard, but they've pitched one and played one, so that would be very unfortunate for us. The question is, do we want to play the Burn Up and Shock? I think so. I want them to be blocking as much as possible. Like, we need them blocking here. I mean, Matt, like, so this is why I stated with my testing, because I've lost one game to Icelander in like the 5 I've played. Now it's only like 5 games, but this is why it's so imperative to me that like we have to constantly remind each other that it is our testing and that other people's testing does not look the same. I think we just have to play this and then run the ball lightning out. I mean, if they want to block it, requires 2 cards, and plus the burn up and shock now gets the extra effect here. This has got to be a D-react, right? I think we're all in on pushing this turn. I think I'm just going to use Tunic to play around Stalagmite, and then if they have a D-react, I'm going to somersault this. Why? I have 1 card in hand and Tunic up. There was no reason to do that. Well, now I'm going to somersault to get the ball lightning back so that we can arsenal it. We've taken an 8-point life lead and not given up any equipment, so I'm okay with just arsenaling the ball lightning here. Like, we hit with the burn up and shock, so I don't know. I'm just assuming that had to be like I was assuming that had to be a D-react there. You can probably do some pretty good things. You can probably do some pretty cool things with what did they reveal? So they have a Frozen to Death in hand. You can probably do some pretty impactful things against like Dio and stuff like that with Icelander. And to be fair, you 110% like have the ability to like beat like Aurora. Like, it does happen. You can just juice like Auroras. 3, 6, 8. 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take 1. And then we're just going to reset this turn. We're just going to use this for what it was intended for, because we know it's an ice card coming in. Yeah, I'm totally okay with this. So we're going to be up 3 points going into this turn, but our base of the mountain's going to be gone. With our base of the mountain gone, it's a little scary. Okay, we drew Arc Lightning, Ball Lightning, so that's good. Well, that's less good. How many Ball Lightnings have we seen? 2 reds. We can't just take 11. That just feels so bad. Our last card is a Winner's Grasp. We're going to take 8. It's worth mentioning this is the 4th Starvo fuse this game, so this is where like the line starts to get a little blurry. We're going to cover this up. I hate giving Grasp here, but we have to keep the Arc Lightning in our hand. I actually think we're in a situation where we have to throw 4, hope they can't Starvo Fuse again, and we can go Arc Lightning Ball with Tunic up to play around Stalagmite. I actually think that unrestricting Somersault would be worse for the format because Starvo gets it as well. I mean, if we have an opportunity, like if this is just raw damage, so we need this to be Pulse and not an Ice card. Because, I mean, like, this hand's really good. You can't do X because of Starvo is the format. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, there's things that beat Starvo somewhat regularly. Yeah, we desperately need this to be not an Ice card. Block 4, take 4, go to 1, get a Frostbite. Play Arc Lightning, pitch Ball Lightning, have 1 floating to play it, and then we're going to go Ball, Starfall. I feel like Viserai has a very 50-50 matchup into Starvo. I feel like at least if you're testing against good Starvos, that should be your perception of the matchup. We're just going to gain an extra resource here. Plays around Blizzard, lets us get the extra effect to be able to throw Starfall. This is 2. Three Arcane off the go again. And then this is going to be 2 and 3 Arcane. So technically they can go to 1 here. If they have the 4th turn of Starvo Fuse in a row, it's going to be pretty disappointing because that means it's going to be 6 Starvo Fuses this game, and 6 is kind of where I've learned the threshold is cut off. We can no longer win from there. I mean, I guess technically we're playing to an out of shock if they like tap out or something. All right, well, beginning of action phase. Oh, shit. Well, never mind. And they have cards in hand to pitch to this. Man. It's unfortunate. Yep. That is unfortunate. So they won the game because turns 9, 8, 7, and 6 were 4 Starvo Fuses in a row. One of them was a Crippling Crush, and one of them was a Spinal Crush. I mean, we were in a really good position until that happened. Is Aurora Chain 50-50? Now that they've gotten, like, now that Dirge is restricted, it's probably closer to, like, 55 or 60 Aurora. But yeah, 50-50 is pretty close. Like, I mean, with Dirge being gone, it's probably just back to being, like, 60-40. I don't know that I would say it's very favored into Chain, but it is favored. Let's log our game results there. So we did lose. Op ended the game on 4 Starvo Fuses in a row. CLF came on our Arc Lightning plus Ball Lightning turn. Game was going our way until we hit the 4 fuses in a row. First fuse was crippling, then fuse spinal. So, I mean, I don't know, like, that game was the closest it's felt. I think cutting second strike was definitely the key to that feeling better that game. Definitely felt better with second strikes there. Crippling, spinal, tilling, pulse well, fused Oakenold was the last 5 turns. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy to think about. Ryan, let's see, Ryan Merneeks, really hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Guys, if you are here for the first time and you are new to the channel, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're new. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Let's see. GG, glad to get a game after our first one crapped out. Unfortunate juicing back-to-back turns. I mean, Ryan, that's kind of like Starvo's MO though, right? Like, it's unfortunate because I felt like the game was going pretty well for me. But yeah, the crippling into spinal, into tilling, into pulse of Volt Haven hammer, into fused Oakenold is actually kind of crazy. Actually kind of crazy. I think they're saying Chain learned to beat Aurora. I have no idea what's being talked about right now. I completely missed it. Guys, thanks for being here and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys chilling tonight. Remember, if you're here for the first time and you're new, like, follow, subscribe, all those free buttons mean a lot. It would go a long way in helping me out. And again, I'm going to talk about this one more time. I did start a metafy yesterday. I'm not trying to like push or like force you guys to buy anything. I hate feeling like I'm pushing things on you guys, but I want to talk about it because I've not been on metafy before. So, like, even like if you're on metafy and you consider giving me a follow, it would help out a lot. I think it's like some free subscribers is what it's called, but it's like a follow basically. Exclamation point metafy will get you there. I've also got a guide for my CC Syndra deck and my CC Aurora deck that I posted on both my lists that I'm playing at Worlds. So changed the Starvo matchup a little bit tonight after we tested some games, and having those 9 blues did feel a little bit better. Although I think the only Warmongers we drew was on the last turn of the game. I don't think we drew one before that. So I don't know. Tomorrow night, we're going to be playing CC and testing a little bit more. Tomorrow will be the last stream before Worlds. So make sure you come by and hang out as we play some Syndra tomorrow night. Appreciate you guys hanging out and being here. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking